Hello everyone, KV here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby Star Allies. In the last episode, we did the first area, or the first half, of level 4 in Guest Star Allies, or Guest Star... Maru. Wait, is it 3? No, I think it's Maru Star Friends Go, because I've also been playing the game in Japanese sometimes, so I've been seeing it, so we have the question marks, but then it's like Maru, so it's like blank spaces for the different circles that you could possibly have on your Star Allies team. But we did all 4-1, which took us through Planet Earthfall and Planet Mystine, along with their moons and bosses. So on this episode, we're going to be going on to the next section of level 4 within Guest Star Allies. And I'm going to keep messing around on which character we're going to start with. And yeah, then we'll go from there. I don't think there's much else to say other than we're going to pick Knuckle Joe, the contender. We're going to start off with him. And then get moving on. Though I'll have to make a confession, this is going to be a little weird, but you'll see why very soon. Okay, pass me. Select it. Select it. I gave myself a lot of leeway for this for some reason. I don't know why, but hey, there you go. Alright, and we're off to the races. And that's Knuckle Joe, right? Knuckle Joe is this big, rocky dude, right? That's totally Knuckle Joe, right there. Yep. Knuckle Joe was selected, technically, but I found out something very interesting while recording this particular area, so Knuckle Joe's going to see the interesting side, and it's also going to explain why this video is so long, because the Planet Caverna section of the game is pretty lengthy. But so Rocky's gonna show it off right now. After you clear that enemy clear area, there's a new door that actually spawns up top there. I did not know that, and I found that out just randomly. So Rocky's showing that off, but he's gonna go into the regular door, which is what would lead us to this next area right here. One big room that has a bunch of different doors to go into to fight all the mini-bosses. So this is a nice mini-boss scramble, so you get to see all the mini-bosses that are in Kirby Star Allies. Like Mr. Frosty. Planet Caverna is probably my least favorite of the Far-Flung Starlight Heroes section of the game. It's not bad per se, and hey Bandana LD, how's it going? You're adorable as always. But it definitely, like, it drags on, but technically speaking, Planet Caverna is only 2 areas. It's that first entrance hall, and then it's this big area with all the mini-bosses. So, in retrospect, it's not that long of an area, but when you're going through everything so rapidly like we are for this, then it does drag on for a bit. Not that there's anything wrong with that, mind you. And hey, Chef Kawasaki. The one thing about this particular area is that it wants you to use all of the mini-bosses to get a special item at the very end of it. And since this is not the main game, the special items, obviously, in this case, are going to be our upgrades that we get for our friends. And I'm also trying to purposely beat the mini-bosses in a way so I, like, do it, because when you beat a mini-boss, you go down to that floor area, and, like, there's, like, 1 column, 2 column, 3 column. I'm trying to do it so it's, like, 1, 3, 5, and then 2 and 4. But I don't think I actually did it right. I think I screwed it up here. Bugsy is always a fun fight. He's not a fun fight. But luckily, we got plenty of assistance here from that DD and Nesp. I'm happy for Nesp. I don't know what. Nesp is, like... He's kind of just become one of my favorite characters, I guess. And yeah, I didn't do that right, because if I wanted to do it right, I would have been in the rightmost column, which that area did not go to, but this one does. And I had a train of thought. Oh, right, so technically, for this area, you'll notice that all the bosses have a darker color palette, and you've probably seen that before when we fought some of them. These are all technically the harder versions of the mini-bosses. And it'll become apparent as to why. So, technically speaking, when there's a harder version of the mini-boss, they have a little more health. I believe they can give out a little more damage as well. And their color palette is slightly darker to indicate that they are evil, I guess. Or, you know, just not nice. Just not nice. It's Taranza. I like Taranza. Taranza's pretty cool. Alright, into the next one. And so the last mini-boss we have then, I believe, is Bonkers. And, harder difficulty Bonkers is a bit of an annoyance to deal with, especially in this mode where our health may not be at where we want it to be, and if I, you know, just goof off and not actually try to dodge attacks properly. But hey, we did it, again, thanks to the help of DDD, Nesp, and Meta Knights. So with all of those guys defeated, all of the doors up there reveal the way to the next area. That would have been the end of the stage in story mode. But now we gotta go over here. So over here, we have to get some water, which technically speaking, we don't really need water because paint is kind of like a water. So bye, Nesp, I'm sorry. So we get that to put these logs out. The game would want you to use Ice ability to put the logs out. Then it wants you to use Hammer ability. We have Rocky, so it's fine. Now we gotta go back and get Bugsy, or technically Knuckle Joe is also here, so I think we're gonna get Knuckle Joe, because I like Knuckle Joe better. Shush, shush, shush. Because I need a helper that can throw. So hey, Knuckle Joe, thanks for the help, man. Woo! And then finally, you actually do need paints. So then we have to go back and get Vivid Rhea. Now, Chef Kawasaki does not actually do anything for that little puzzle. I'm guessing Chef Kawasaki is there for moral support. He helps heal you, I guess, so that's good? Probably? And so we paint all the things, we get some puzzle pieces, and then our prize up here is a speed upgrade. I find that speed upgrade very ironic because to get it, you have to go through so many different hoops to kind of slow your pace down. It feels like that one you could just skip if you're trying to go for like a really high speed. You could skip that one and just be like, yeah, whatever, because you have to purposely shift your team around to get what you want, and I don't know, I feel like that would just not be... I feel like this is a bit of a waste of time, but hey, there you go. That's the speed upgrade. And so with that, I think we are going to take Megalore's ship away into the next area. Come on. Come on. High-five him. Or don't. That's fine. Oh, no. Did I start doing this? Oh, no. Pass me, why? Pass me, why are we doing this? I'll do it. I do think I got something really cool, though. So let's see what I do. Okay, yeah, that's Dark Mad Knight. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. Yeah, look, it's Dark Mad Knight. Look at him. It's Dark Mad Knight. There we go. So that is one of the new rare statues. It's Golden Susie and Ribbon. That's actually really adorable. I like that one a lot. I didn't take a picture of it, which I should have, but I think I later, when I was messing around, got a picture of it. But hey, there you go. And there's the full statue. I'm sure no one cares, but hey, I care. And hey, look, it's the anniversary medal. And Durach. Okay, there is one more that I know I got. And once you see that one, we'll be leaving, I believe. There we go. So this one is Meta Knight and Captain Vol. Captain Vol is a character I want to see more in the Kirby series. I think he's really interesting because he's just a silly bird dude. And yeah, the reason why King Deities got controlled by player 2 is because I want to take a picture. So, yep, there we go. There's me taking pictures. It's very important. Very important right here, what we're doing. It's not important at all, but, you know. Shush, shush, shush. Captain Vol's really only been in Revenge of Meta Knight. It'd be cool to see him in other Kirby games as well. Anyways, so I have the Player 2 controller open now. I think I'm going to use that to my advantage to say, okay, time to leave. Deity, get us out of here. Deity, I'm begging you. I'm begging you, Deity. You may be wondering, why did you keep this in? Because it would transition nicely. That's really the only reason. Going through the doors actually transition nicely when I have to edit it up, so that's pretty much why. So Deity, I'm begging you. I'm not really on knee because I'm sitting down recording this right now, but I could get on knee and beg you to open that door. Go through it rather. The door's already open. Yeah, so don't give me Rocky don't give me stone ability is basically the moral that we have gotten from all of this. If you had been watching the original 21 episodes, then yeah, you'd know that as well. Because there's that one time I just went crazy. I was like, hey, guess what? Let's do all these. Yeah, no, Deity, I'm begging you. Meta Knight is like, I don't know what is going on anymore. I just have a bunch of rocks in my face, and my sword's getting wrecked from all these rocks. Well, it's got Mega Lore of Gem Apples. How about them Gem Apples? I can't believe I actually did this for this long. I apologize partially. But hey, it was cool to see some of those things. Thank you, Deity. Thank you. Okay. Phew. Anyway, remember when we selected Knuckle Joe? Well, here, this is actually when Knuckle Joe was selected. Knuckle Joe was actually recorded first, and that is why he was selected, but it's also why Rocky showed up after the fact, because Knuckle Joe, this was a discovery with Knuckle Joe, and then I just went, I'm going to just do this now, and not really think about what needed to be done. Two-Face, what the heck, man? So, we get our attack upgrade right here, same with Rocky, and we're just going to ride Marks up here, because, you know, it's fun. I think I was just goofing off because I wanted to give Knuckle Joe a little more screen time. And then when I came up here, it was like, wait a minute, whoa, what is that door? What is that door? That's a door, you open it, and then we go in. And so, this is a hidden area. It is basically the exact same as the one that Rocky went to, except it's the dark side. Ooh. So we got this different lighting here, which I think is actually really cool. But same puzzle and everything. I believe the same upgrades here as well. The main difference, however, is that when you're fighting the mini-bosses, there's now 2 of them. So that's going to make things a little more hectic. So this is basically the harder version of that same area. Which is kind of cool, in my opinion. Tell your friends. Do this place instead of going to the main one. I do actually really like the color palette for this side of the area. It just looks really cool. I don't know what I think I just really like cool colors. And then I put that on, then I realized, wait a minute. Oh, okay, bye, Marks. Whoa, Knuckle Joe, what the heck, man? Knuckle Joe just murdered Marks. I mean, not really. He sent Marks, you know, back to his planet. I don't actually know where Marks lives, so who knows? I mean, we assume he lives on Popstar if he wants to, you know, take it over and whatnot, but you never know. Marks could just, like, live in a void. Yeah, something about it, like, I guess to me it's more cave-like, if that makes sense, but I think it has to do with, it's the same types of colors that you'd see in the evening stage for the grass areas back in Popstar. Not the exact same, mind you, but similar colors, and I guess I'm just, that kind of color palette is just really soothing to me. So even though this is definitely harder, as I just sit under Mr. Frosty's butt, it's somehow more soothing, which is hilarious. And so the question is, well, why are we seeing this now? Well, to show off all the areas I possibly can. There are some areas that I did miss along the way, and there's some that I actually can't show because they're only story mode exclusive areas, but I figured if I can show off most of it during this, that would be great. So consider this a little bonus, because I don't think we'll be seeing this with the next part. Yeah, we're not going to be enough Gas Star Allies for a while. Two bonkers is always, like, the worst thing to have to deal with, because, I forgot they can throw those giant coconuts, jeez. This bonkers is a really tough enemy already. But we made it work, we made it work. And also, like, the harder version of bonkers can make fire? I mean, I guess it makes sense with the hammer flip and everything, but still. That is bizarre. And the nice thing about this place, too, is that it gives you more puzzle pieces. So if you really need those puzzle pieces, this is the way to go. Yeah, 2 Vivid Rias, especially when they're in the harder forms, are it's a little more difficult because they just kind of go around, and then they get to do all the, like, the Drosy attacks, and that's really cool, too. But the problem really comes in is because they are... What did I even say? That was a mishmash of words. The problem really comes in with their flailing. They can be flailing, too, I guess, but flying in the air. So you have to really get up there with some aerial attacks to get things to work. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I think this is my brilliant plan. I was going to say, okay, so have this Vividoria do Still Life. Then we'd friend that Vividoria hat over there, make that the new Vividoria, and that would replace her paints. But, A, I don't think that's how it works. And B, we were too slow. So, oops. And don't worry, we're almost done with Planet Caverna. We don't get to go to any of the cool parts that were on the Grot Moon, but you know, it was a good time. It was a good time. A good time was had by all. Oh, Bugsy. Oh, why I said Bugsy for last? Ew. Yeah, because they like to really just jump everywhere and get in your face, and you have to really... Because their attacks can take up so much of the screen, and they go across it so quickly, you have to really pay attention to where both of them are. Which makes it a bit fun, but you can see we all took a pretty big beating to our health there, so... Oopsies. Also, you can get festival ability here if you're playing the main story mode, which I totally would. In fact, I actually really want to go through the game and do a festival-only run. So I just get Kirby with festival ability the entire time, and I have to use the combination of different characters, like riding, having Kirby ride different characters, and then also be very careful to make sure I never hit the B button, so that he always has the fancy hat the entire time. That sounds like a really dumb idea, but that's actually something I kind of want to do, because I love the festival hat. I love that they actually, like, program the game to have every single, like, one-time ability use hat still function properly within, like, a lot of the different cutscenes and whatnot, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, I want that, because it's the best hat, okay? Festival ability, best hat. Alright, well, there's not much that Knuckle Joe can do here to goof off, so we're gonna leave. Alright, we're done with Caverna. We're now on to Planet Froststack, which is one of my favorite areas, but I like snow levels. Again, as I was saying back when we were on Echo's Edge, I think Echo's Edge has my favorite music of the snow stages in this game, but this is definitely my favorite looking area, and I think it comes back down to that cool color palette. And for those of you who are wondering, I'm not very technological. I'm not very well versed in the terminology for art, but when I'm talking about like a cool color palette, this should hopefully be basic stuff, but I'll just explain it. A cool color palette is basically like the colors that are of, I guess not as bright. That actually sounds very incorrect, but when you think about it, like it's the blues and greens and purples as opposed to the reds, yellows, and orange. Now, orange is my favorite color, mind you, but I do like it contrasted with a lot of the more subdued colors, as it were. If that makes sense. An actual artist will probably go, KV, you were full of crap. And which I am totally you're probably correct on that. Also, this one is really annoying to get, and I don't actually think it amounts to anything. It's just for those 2 puzzle pieces, so good job me. That's me realizing, wait, why did I come in here if I didn't need to do this? Shush, 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 shush. They even give you Sir Kibble and Chili right there. And it was like, no, you didn't need them. Oh, okay, fine, whatever. Alright, I think I want to. What are we doing? Oh, we're doing the totem. Totem time. Totem time. Come on, come on, yeah, totem time. Just nicely gliding, and then doing that. Okay, that was not a very smart move. Poor Gooey. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So still Sir Kibble. And we actually need his ability for this particular area, not for that other one that I thought it was, because there's an orange door right there. I don't think I probably showed the orange door for that previous area, partially because it didn't get you anything, but this one I definitely will, and it's the same thing, except this time more annoying. So you have to make a big cutter. Just align it just perfectly right. Have it aim up, and then have it bounce off the wall. There you go. And so, like, I did it mostly right. I didn't get the Bronto Bird up there, but that's okay. And for that, we get an attack upgrade. Actually, I think they called something different in the Japanese version. Well, I don't think they're called upgrades, period. I think that's just the name I gave to them. I'll have to check that sometime. Because I've been playing the game in Japanese, and that's been enjoyable. And hey, Birdon, how's it going? Ow. Hey, Bird. How's it going again? Alright, watch out for Gooey. Gooey's in a bit of a pickle. Yeah, look at him! Look at him! Look at him! He's like... now he's happy. Now he's sad. Happy? Sad. Happy, 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 sad. Sad. Happy, sad. Happy, sad. Poor Gooey. Alright, Biospark. We didn't really think about continuity here. Oh well. I think initially I wanted Biospark to do one of those earlier places, but I realized that she did not actually have the orange door. So then it was like, whoops. I like that I got hurt by the fire log, and I just keep going back up there even though it has nothing for me to get. I just really wanted to get that log. That log was very important. Right. I just sat there. What? Okay. I was definitely having an off day when I was recording this section. I just sat there, Burr. I was just like, hey, guess what I can do? Alright, okay, there we go. Getting my groove back. Just in time for the area to be over. I don't know what I'm doing. Why? Okay, I really want the fire one for some reason? Oh, I want Meta Knight to have a thing. Well, oh well, you know what? I'm just frustrated because Meta Knight would not put a sword up right away. How dare you, Meta Knight? I guess. Alright, the adorable Dribbly is here into the next area of Plant Frost Stack. Now, one thing I should have done was keep Biospark with me because we do actually need to cut down chains. So, oops. Bye, Chili. Oh, or unless I throw the heart over there. I really want to be friends with this wall right here. It's a very special wall. I would like to be friends with it. So we're going to give ourselves a Splash Ninja right here. It actually works out with Biospark's current color scheme. So she can chop down the flaming chains. Sorry, Chili. Also, I like this area right here, so pay attention to this particular section right there, because there's 3 Gardos that can't do anything. And now that I'm actually seeing the full map, I realize what I was going to say is going to be completely false, so dang it. But I'll tell you what I was going to say as soon as we get there. Get that puzzle piece. Or don't. That's fine. Just don't touch it. Okay. So we need Biospark to cut these chains right here, and then cut this chain, which will make this area fall, and then we can go back there. My initial thought process was this falls on where the Gordos are, so I thought, oh wow, this is the first time in Kirby history that you actually, like, kill Gordos. But, no, the Gordos are a little more to the left, so never mind. That would have been kind of, hilarious, though. It's like, it's the first time you can ever defeat Gordos by just, you know, dropping something on them. I feel like there's probably been some other Kirby games, like, especially like Return to Dreamland with the super abilities that have probably allowed you to do that, but, that was the first time it just, like, struck me. It's like, wait a minute, are those Gordos gone? And I couldn't see them, so I thought that was the case, but nah, they're fine. And Dribbly just wants to have a good time right now. Okay, Burnin' Leo's up. This is my favorite area that I named, because I liked the Aurora Borealis. And, you know, it's Aurora Borealis in the background, so that all works out. One thing to note, and I don't think I've probably been keeping track of it, is that, and this was probably true on the last episode as well, a lot of the leaders that we've been using for the Star Allies, like, last area was Dribbly, now we have Burnin' Leo, a lot of them are coming to an end of, like, the routes that I gave them, so we might not be seeing them as the leader characters anymore, which is a bit sad, because that means that their time is up and we're not going to get to see them. Unless we see them in the last episode, because the last episode's going to be a bit special. And you'll see why. So there's a health upgrade right there. We just got to do this enemy clear section. Just being the enemies up. Not too bad, not too shabby. We got these guys, the water weirdos. They are probably called something that's not that, but water weirdos sounds just funny to say. And with that, we're now on to the Blizno Moon. Unless I decide to just say, forget that, I'm gonna go and have fun over here with Raccoon Kind. Whee! Whee! Just gonna go up the hill, nice and slowly, and then we're gonna go whee! Oh gosh, I love Raccoon Kind. So here we go, Blizno Moon. Papa Bros Jr. is here. I think this is the last time we're going to get to see Papa Bros Jr. as a leader. Good thing we brought some cool characters with us, like Bugsy and Adeline and Ribbon. And then I'm going to keep trying to do that. So faster, I think, is actually just to jump all the way up here, but I wanted to use the elevators because my hand was tired. Like, I feel like that's a legit thing to say, but my hand was tired because you have to do all those button presses. And Bugsy keeps ruining my thunder here. I'm trying to put the bombs on top of them to get them to freak out, but, you know, whatever. That's fine, I suppose. I left that bomb for Bugsy. So, another little hidden area here. Not very hidden. But we do need to use it to get one of the upgrades here in Blizno Moon. Or the only upgrade, because Blizno Moon is not very long. Okay, and I forgot to... Since, again, I'm recording this with as I make episodes, I always have the backing of the previous episode done first, so I can just utilize, like, the graphics and whatnot from that. I forget to remove some things, and I forgot to remove, like, one line of dialogue that I said. Which is really hilarious. So I heard, like, wait, why did I talk again? Well, you're not going to hear that in the final video, so never mind, but I just thought it was funny. Yeah, I never really used any of the ability reset pads for this mode. I guess that, well, partially because it's only going to affect Bugsy, because Dream Friends don't get affected by that. Bye, Bugsy. But also because I just really like the characters that I have with me already. Okay, well, yeah, that's good. Thank you for the alfresco, or the picnic party, I think it's called. And I wanted Chili to put an elemental in my bomb, but because I stopped, Adeline's confused, so she doesn't know what to do with Ice Dragon. So we have to wait for Adeline to get rid of Ice Dragon so she can continue to cycle on, because the game's not going to let Chili do it until Adeline cycles out of... Okay, there we go. Chili finally caught on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, it may seem silly to be using a Blizzard Bomb and Ice and other things against this boss, but you know what? I was going to say something to the amount of, like, YOLO or something, but that's really old, so let's not use that. It looks pretty, that's why. Also, we get to see her get mad when ice is forming around her. Also, we can use the ice to stop her water thing. She's the ice general, she says, shooting a water gun. I mean, that's fine, that's fine. Alright, bye, Francisca. Or Frankis. I like her Japanese name, it's kind of silly. Alright, so there's one more level, or one more story mode level to do within 4-2, and that is Planet Towara. Towara? Dr. Wywee. I don't know how you pronounce Towara. Towara? Towara. It's called Towara. Let's really just do everything stupidly. Yeah. We have Wester, who, you know, I really like Wester a lot. We also have some other characters that have their eyes hidden like Wester, with Galore and Vidria. So there we go. So I can pronounce Vidria now, but now I can't pronounce the name of this planet. Towara. Towara. Towara? Gosh darn it. Every time I do that, I just think of Dr. Light from Mega Man 8. Dr. Wywee. Alright, so wow, we made quick work of that, Mr. Frosty. Good work, team. Good work. Also, I need to figure out the names of these enemies right here, because they look very silly. Anyways, Maglar got rid of them. Hooray! Let's get that macaroon, and ice cream bar, and donut, I think that last food was. And then this section right here, I like this section a lot because it wants you to use ice to freeze the waterfalls to see what's beneath them. I think that's a really cool interaction with the game, to be honest. And you can see there's a door down there, but in order to get that door, we have to... I actually think we need to freeze the waterfalls, but it's helpful to do so. Oh boy. So I remember this part. This part gets really... I get really infuriated with, and you'll see why. I think we spend a lot of time here. So here's what we need to do. We need to light that, but in order to light that, we need to have a fire that extends. Now, having a fire that extends works because we have Whip right here, but we also have Jammer Jab with Staff. Now, here's the deal. We can do that, but now we need to freeze the water. And the problem is that no one has a freezing ability on them right now. So that was my first mess up right there. So that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So let's get rid of Jammer Jab. We have Chili. Chili can help us freeze the waterfall. Maglar can put our Whip into fire. But for some reason I go, no, I really want Jammer Jab. So now I need to get Maglar to elementally imbue Jammer Jab's weapon, but I don't want him to imbue mine, which becomes a problem because then I realize, wait a minute, I still need ice. In order for me to get ice, we'll have to get rid of Jammer Jab anyways. So this entire thing is very pointless and very ridiculously silly. And I also get really mad because it's like, Magalar, quit aiming for me. Jammer Jab's right behind you. Jammer Jab, put your staff up right now, man. Come on. Come on, put that staff up. Okay, so I'll get fire. I got fire. Alright, Jammer Jab. Jammer Jab. No, Jammer Jab. Jammer Jab does nothing. He just sits there. And because Maglar has to do that dash to go through his cycle, he doesn't realize he has to go to the other characters until just a little later. So now we're going to get Jammer Jab with the fire, which is great. But now the problem is that I have no ice. So I can't freeze the waterfall, which was the initial problem to begin with. So I leave this area in frustration. I friend Chili. Chili is now my friend. We get rid of Jammer Jab. I don't actually get rid of Jammer Jab, never mind. Then I realized I should get rid of Jammer Jab, because I'm not thinking this puzzle through. This puzzle should not take this long. I was just being a really big dumb butt. Alright, so we use Chili. We get in here. Again. Okay, so Chili needs to freeze that. Chili can't freeze that. Chili needs to put my whip into ice. And I decided, even though the easier thing to do right now would be to freeze the waterfall first, I'd do it in that order. But hey, it all works out. Everything's done. Wester is very annoyed of everyone. And to be honest, while Megalore not targeting the right character is something to be annoyed by, that was mostly my fault for not realizing, okay, we can't have Jammer Jab. And then I take Jammer Jab back just to spite everyone. Because you know what? That's why. And then just to ruin everything... Wait, no, I don't even take Jammer Jab. It's still Chili. And I don't even know. Eventually, I'm just like, why am I bothering these elementals? Bye, Chili. I'm just done. I'm done with everything. I hate all of you. Wester is just so done with everyone's stuff that he doesn't even realize that there's that guy right there. But it's okay. He's like, you know what? You and Dee Dee, you do nothing wrong, but I'm mad at you too. Wester is just very angry. He's very angry. He's going by himself now. Doesn't need you guys. Joke's on him, though, because I don't think Wester's going to be a leader character again after this. And oh, hey, Rocky, we're back with you. But luckily, this time, I can actually afford to goof off, because it's these sections where you have to wait for the stage to form to the way you want it to go. Now, easy thing to do is to actually jump up into the area so the AIs follow you, because the AIs will jump every time you jump in these particular areas. But if you know the exact spacing for them, then you can just sit there and do nothing. And also, a fun little fact I noticed that I hadn't noticed before. You'll know when the room-crushing section is done, because those bottom rocks, which have these little, kind of like dotted circle lines going around them, they will match up with another dotted circle line on top of it. So when they both match up to make a full circle, that's when you know that the area is done. And I'm like, yeah, I can totally utilize this area to do my usual goofing off stuff with stone ability, because that's totally worth it. Yeah, so see, they're all closed up to make a full circle now, so that means the area is done. Alright, the area's done, Rocky. No, Rocky, we're moving on. Okay, Rocky. And past me. We have a ship. Look at this ship. Look at the lighting that goes when you put it next to the door with the ship. That's pretty cool. That's pretty dang cool. Yes, okay, thank you. Alright, so this section is another kind of crushy section, but instead what's happening is that I usually run through this area because I'm like, oh man, I'm going to crush if I don't move on, but it's actually kind of neat how this area goes if you're following it from the ground up. Every time it hits another piece that would be considered the new ground, that becomes part of it, and then it keeps on pushing up. Unfortunately, that also means that if you get into sections like that, it can get very easy to get some characters just gone. Because if they get crushed, you can't revive them. Which sucks a lot, but, that's just how it goes sometimes. And with characters like Vidaria and King Dedede, their hitbox is a lot larger, so it's a lot easier for them to get crushed. So once it gets to here, those are going to start closing in. That freaked me out. And then eventually they'll all close in like that. So I never get to see that done, because I always rush to the top because I'm freaked out about it, but... kind of neat like that they put that much detail into that chasing puzzle. Not so much a puzzle as an obstacle course, but, Alright, so here's another remix area. It's just a bunch of enemy clear stuff. There's a lot of different enemies to beat up here, mainly just some mooks from Jumbashin. We got our bear friends that were just. I like the implication here is that if you're painting them, like they just get so shocked that their coat is now painted that they just don't wanna be here. There are some spikes on the side, so gotta watch out for that. And propeller bombs are never anyone's friends, so we're not gonna bother with them. But Scarfies can be sometimes. Not Two-Face though. Two-Face definitely not. I painted your mask. You should appreciate that. I mean, if you don't want to, that's fine too. I have a Kabu statue. Look at it. Look at the statue. I have it. Look at the statue. Ah! And Bandana LD is here as well. And I don't know. Every time I see Bandana LDs in the party, I'm like, yes. Bandana LD is adorable, and he should always be in the party. Shush, shush, shush. But alas, you cannot have 64 characters in your party, which I definitely would like if you could. Then there's like complete chaos, but like, yeah, all my favorite characters are here. So we get that, which gives us max of pretty much everything. And if we just go back up, nothing's really changed. It's just, you can just see stuff. I think I went back up here thinking, oh, what if there's a secret room, just like the very beginning of the stage. Back in Caverna. But alas, there is not. So we're gonna bonk. And paint King Deity. And it would have been nice if I painted Bandana Waldy right there, but hey. He gets his right now too. Self-portraits for everybody. Alright, so in one of the last sections of Towara. Or no, actually this is the I don't know. I forgot the name of the moon for this section. My belly is full, and I don't know what to do. But you'll have clearly seen the name of this section because of how I've been divvying up all these areas and giving them cool little funky names for the different sections. Our very last upgrade at the beginning is right over here in this shifty staircase area. And it pushes us over here. It's like, okay, fine. I mean, if that's how it's going to be, I'll go in the door. So that KD just needs to start moving, and he won't start moving until we have the gate open. And I feel like Chili's dash, especially with the max speed, is really, really good. Oh no, I've eaten again and I cannot move. In fact, I'm just going to go up here and just be like, hey, buddy. No. Alright, my key. Shush, shush, shush. And then I'm going to fall off this edge. And that is max upgrades for all of us. That's going to be interesting because this is going to be the very last episode that we're going to see max upgrades. For the next episode, we'll still be seeing where we get them, but I'm not going to be keeping them. And you'll find out why on that as well, because that's going to play into how the very last episode of this is going to go. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, we have to climb the... Okay, well, we'll sit here, have a nice chat. How's it going, Nesp? You're looking great as always. Hey, Susie. Thanks for using your transporter. We're gonna look at the sky because it looks very nice and pretty. Like, I like that there's like this kind of like bit of a sunset still on the horizon. Makes this area look a lot cooler. But again, I think it's just that color palette that I just really enjoy. Those blues and purples and turquoises in this case. There's like a little dash of yellow toward the bottom of that sunset area, but for the most part, it's blues, yellow. No, there's not as many yellows. Blues, purples, and seafoam green. So this could be a fun boss because this boss is weak to both ice and zap abilities. And we're not going to go in the door. We're just going to dance around because dancing is fun. I like dancing. How about you? Dancing all night? Kirby Star Allies, dance it all night. I actually don't know what I was doing. I just really wanted to play around with Chili. I think this is Chili's last time being leader as well. So I think it is. I might be wrong on that, and if I'm wrong on that, well, A, I'm dumb, and B, hooray, because I like Chili. Chili is very adorable, just like Nest. Alright, here we go. It is a Krakow. This first section is really easy because you just go boom, 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 and because all the attack upgrades, like, he is kind of a joke. But, I've eaten something I don't know what to do. He actually ate it that time. He swallowed it, he didn't spit it back out. And look at Nest, when Nest is looking up, it's so adorable. So, because of how this boss fight works now, with him doing the waterfall attacks, you can actually, let's see if I do it. I forget if I do, because I think it's the coolest thing if you get to work. There we go, when you freeze them, and they just fall to the ground. And then you can just wail on them for a little bit to do quite a bit of damage. So, boom. That, to me, I think is really fun. So I, approve of that boss wholeheartedly. I hope we get to see another Krakow interaction like that in the future. Anywho's, that brings us to the end of this episode. Apologies, that was a bit lengthy. But if you liked it, please consider hitting that like button below. If you want to see more content from me, please consider subscribing. Kirby Star Allies is available on Nintendo Switch. Pick up this amazing game. You'll get all the DLC right out of the gate now. You get to play as Susie and Meta Knight and Galore and all those great characters. Otherwise, though, please have a wonderfully great day. Chili and Nest wish you the best of days. They are waving their arms so uncontrollably because they're so happy because they think you are awesome. And they want you to have a wonderfully great day. And we will all see you on the next one. We go on to start tackling the first half of the final stage of GSA Star Allies. Until then, ciao!